about what the Geula will be. We don't know that much. So the only Rishon who speaks about this is Rambam. So Rambam says the Geula will happen, that there is somebody who has the ability to do it. That means in every generation. From the time of Bayit Sheni, it could have happened already. So it's not like we're waiting for the time. Kalu kalakitzim, the time already came and went. However, what Hashem is waiting for, so to speak, is our readiness. Readiness, he tells you, doesn't mean being perfect. So unlike the song, just one Shabbos, no, we don't, not every Jew will have to keep Shabbos. There are Jews who don't even know they're Jewish. But everybody has to want to change, want to draw closer. So what we saw in the army is what we have to find in ourselves. Okay, when that happens, and when the time on Hashem's side is right, he knows when he wants to bring the Geula, either it'll come spontaneously, or he'll push us to the wall, as he did on October 7th to bring this about. So there has to be readiness to change. That's the condition. The Gra adds, which Rambam doesn't say, and remember, the Gra wasn't a Rishon, but the Gra says that, as we know, when we try, Hashem helps. So part of the process of the final Geula is the Geula of Mashiach ben Yosef, which is written about in the Talmud. So the Gra says that unlike Mashiach ben David, who's a person, who'll be the leader who'll bring us to Geula, Mashiach ben Yosef is an era. And the era is the era of return to the land. Just like Shaul was the first king, and then David, who was the spiritual leader, came. Thus, the return to the land will happen as a part of the Geula, to bring us closer to this place of change. So it was predictable that the events of October 7th would happen in Israel in that sense. The reason why we have to be here, at least partially, is because this is the place of Emunah, and that comes through the mitzvah Tluyat Ba'aretz, amongst other things. Okay, so the first step is readiness. Now, readiness means as a group, but a group is made up of individuals, and this was true from the very beginning. Yaakov had 12 tribes. They weren't all the same. So everybody doing their thing makes every piece of the puzzle come together. Since we're all different, when you see someone very different than you, educationally or physically or background-wise or ethnically different or whatever, intellectually different, emotionally different, realize that means they have a different tafkid than you. So you should be willing to help them in their tafkid, not your tafkid, as well. So that's also part of the picture. So when there's this readiness, Hashem will enable the person who potentially has the koach to be Mashiach, to be acknowledged and credible to us, the same way he did with Moshe. Moshe was a known person. Everybody knew Moshe. Read the day after Dasan and Aviram. But it was only after Hashem appeared to him at the sneh, at the burning bush, and empowered him to do miracles, that people trust him and believe him. So when the time comes, Mashiach will be given the powers to draw us back and to lead us. The next step is that we do tshuva. So the tshuva comes after the beginning of the Geula. Then, as a result of our doing tshuva, the Goyim do tshuva, which does not mean they convert. Then you have the absolute return to Eretz Yisrael. Then, somewhere along the line, there's the war of Gog uMagog, which may be part of getting us ready. Then, after the return to Eretz Yisrael, you have the building of the third Beis HaMikdash. So until all of these things happen, readiness, Mashiach, Gog uMagog, tshuva of the Goyim, return to Eretz Yisrael, until all of these things happen, you don't have the Geula. So you could have, for instance, a leader who's a potential Mashiach, he has all of the right traits, but he doesn't do the job. Or you could have people doing tshuva and then reverting. So until you have all of these things come together and end with the building of the third Beis HaMikdash, you don't as yet have the Geula. So each person's contribution creates the collective readiness that will allow Hashem on his side, not allow Hashem, but will generate this, that Hashem will send the person who in our generation is potentially Mashiach and empower him to lead us.